Hi friends, today we will look into the constructors. So first, what is meant by constructor? So let's start here. Constructor. So what is meant by constructor? So constructor is nothing but an object which helps in referring the class. Let's type the definition. Constructor is an object which helps in referring the class or creating the variable for the class. Anything is same. So let's declare one constructor and check how it works. By default, JVM will automatically create 0 parameterized constructor for us. So let's start a program. Constructor. So here I am discovering one more topic called constructor overloading. So let's start a class constructor overloading. Here I didn't created any class, but I want to call int a comma int b. Okay, sorry, yeah, int a comma b. So in this I'm just creating one more class, runner. I'm just taking the example as runner class. Okay, now I want to call the variable a in my public method. Public static void main. Okay, a. So from this a, from where I can get this a? Will I am able to refer it without declaring any type of without declaring the data type? No, right? But still we have a variable in constructor overloading class. Let's start by declaring constructor overloading dot a. Okay, what it is showing? It is showing that non-static field a cannot be referred from static context. Why it's not in static? What happens if we declare static? Do we know anything? All right. Okay, let's start the let's see about static and instance in next class, but I can give you a top level definition like memory allocation for static will happen during the class level while coming to the instance during the object level. Okay, so how can we call this object without creating the by creating the object? So can we do that? Yes, we can do that. Let's start like constructor overload equal to new constructor overloading. Okay, now with the help of this particular reference I'm just declaring a equal to 10. Okay, now I declare a equal to 10, right? Till now it looks good, but what's this? What we had done with new and we created one object. So what it is referring to? Overloading is referring to particular constructor of which class? Constructor overloading class. So from where had we wrote any particular lines for constructor? No, right? So JVM internally has created the constructor for us. Okay, let's do same thing. Overload dot b equal to 20. Okay, now try to print something. System dot out dot println overload a. Okay, plus overload dot b. Okay, let's execute. What's going to be our output? Any guesses? Oh, sorry, I had executed some wrong class. Okay, public static void main. I don't know what happened here. No usage. I need to change my configuration. So my working directory, okay, fine, JDK level. Yeah, I just need to change this to what? Constructor overloading dot runner dot class. Will it execute now? Let's check this. No, it won't execute. Why it's not executing? We just forgot it to declare. We declared the main method, but we failed to declare. We forgot it to declare the arguments inside that main method. So now let's execute. What's our output? 30, right? No. Interesting. So JVM has created one constructor for us. Can we override this constructor? Can we? Yes, we can override this constructor simply by calling constructor overloading class name with empty braces. Okay. Now I'm just printing here system.out.println constructor overridden. Why we are printing the message as constructor overridden? It's very simple. JVM will create one default constructor in a same format. So we are just overriding that particular constructor with customized one. So I just wrote for just making as example. To understand in better way, I just wrote it as constructor overridden. Can we overload the constructor? Can we? Yes, we can overload the constructor by declaring constructor overloading. So here what I am doing, do we know? I am just declaring two variables, int a comma int b. Okay, now my constructor got overridden. Let's print the message system.out.println. So I'm just overloading, right? Constructor overloaded overloaded. I'm just printing the output. I just want to print some output here, and I declared two variables. So what I need to do with these two variables now? So I'm just adding two things. Let's add two numbers. System.out.println a plus b. Done, right? As we can see here, we are just overloaded with 0 parameterized constructor. Here we are done with 2 parameters. Let's execute this. So we remove a comma b. Let's remove all these things. So if we are executing this particular line, constructor overloading, what is our output? As we can see, constructor overridden, right? Let's copy this. Okay, I had copied this. I'm just creating overload one. Okay, or else instead of creating variable, I'm just reusing the particular variable overload. I'm passing the values 10, 20. So what is my output? It's very simple. My output will be constructor overridden, constructor overloaded, and 30, right? This is about constructor overloaded. So how many different ways we can overload the constructor? One is we just pass some arguments. So let's create one more overloaded method by passing single argument. Okay, constructor overloaded with single argument. Okay, with two arguments of integer type. Single argument of integer type. Interesting. Now can I overload one more constructor with single parameter? Can we? Yes, we can do that. How we need to do? Instead of I just passed the data type as integer. So single argument I passed it as integer type. Now I will change it to string. Okay, of string type. Can we do one more time? Yes, we can do it. Now what I will do, I will just make one more argument as float. Okay, of float type. Now can I declare one more? Yes, I can. I'm just doing it as boolean type. Okay. No, as we know that we got 4 different types of data types: int, string, float, boolean. Can we do one more time? Yes, I will do it with double. I will create it with long data type. I will do it with byte. So in this way we can create whatever the type we need. Okay, now interesting, as we wrote like byte, long, double, boolean and everything, integer. No, I'm just calling single one 10. Okay, which one it going to print? Can we analyze which one it is doing? Let's check it out. Construct a single argument of integer type. So I want to print it as long. I will give as L. Oh, it took it as float. I just want to print as long, right? Okay, long dot. I'm getting any suggestion? No, no. Let me try one more time. It's small L, what I used to get. Oh, it printed float. Let me give one more number, 9L, what it will print. Okay, let me do the best way. Long L equal to 10. Why it is throwing error? Convert literal to long. Okay, 10L. Now we are printing the L here. Now as we can see, long type. Okay, now if you are printing directly in constructor 10L, it is taking it as some float. Even I don't know why it's taking such a way. We will do that later. Okay, now byte. What is the output now? Constructor overloaded with single argument byte. Okay, now I'm removing all these things. I just want to print as 10.0. what it will take. It has printed as double type. Let's give F. Float type. Okay, let's give something like boolean value true. As we can see, it printed boolean type. Let's give some string. The string. As we can see, it called the string type constructor, right? Now we had just looked into the single parameterized constructor. Now multiple type parameter constructor. How many different ways we can declare a multiple parameter, multiple two argument parameter? One, as in a single way, I'm just declaring string type, string A, string B, to my parameterize string type. So what are the different types of combinations? I printed string A, string B as we had done int comma int. Okay, next what we had done, let me close the comment. Okay, we had declared with int comma int, we had declared with string comma string, we can do with byte comma byte, we can do with boolean comma boolean. So final, all these types, all these are parameterized parameters which we need to pass. Long comma long, okay, float comma float, double comma double, and so on. After this, can we do the combinations? Yes, we can do int comma string, string comma int. Okay, next what we can do, byte comma int, int comma byte. In this way, the different combinations, permutations and combinations, we can do constructor overloading for 2 arguments. So can we do it for 3 arguments? Yes, in a similar way we can do it for 3 arguments. So let's execute the 2 argument one. So here we are executing string of single argument. Let's execute the string of 3 arguments. Testing comma constructor. I just want the space between two different strings, so I just pass it the space between. Let's execute this one. As we can see, 2 augmented single string type, 2 argument string type testing constructor. Okay, let me pass with int type. Okay, 10. Okay, let me remove this. 10 comma 20. Okay, as we can see, single type, single augmented of string type, 2 arguments of string type, single argument of int type, 2 arguments of int type. We are just printing the addition. So instead of addition, I want to print 2 numbers. Can I do that? Yes, we can. Okay, now I want to print int comma string. Can I overload the constructor in same way? Yes, I can. Here I will just declare int, okay, A and string B. No, I'm just passing string comma int. Okay, now string comma int type, int comma string type. Let's execute this. What's going to be our output? It's interesting, right? Let's start like 10 comma int and string. Okay, next I'm overloading it as string and int. Let's execute this. Yeah, we can see like int comma string type. Oh sorry, I just called both same constructor 2 times. Let's change it like string and int. Let's execute this. Let's check the output. What we got here, 0 parameterized constructor. The output is constructor overridden. Okay, here what we can call it as single augmented string type string. Now what is the output here? Single augmented string is the output for this particular line. Okay, now single augmented with 2 arguments is the output for this line of string type. From here we got constructor overloaded with integer type, constructor overloaded with 2 augmented integer type. Okay, constructor overloaded with intent string type, constructor overloaded with string and int type. Okay, now from looking into the output, what we can conclude that a constructor can be overridden with 0 argumented and can be overloaded with 1 argument, 2 arguments of same data type, and at the same time 2 arguments of different data types, or else just changing the positions of data types we can overload the constructor. So this is all about constructor and constructor overloading. Thank you guys. Happy coding.